proposal would allow the UW system to raise tuition if the current freeze is lifted, but there is a catch.
Lawmakers say their goal is to prevent skyrocketing tuition and to put protections in place for students and their families. Rose Schmidt is here to explain the new bill and the reaction to it. Rose?
Yes, well, the Fair Future Tuition Act would not end the freeze on undergrad in-state tuition, but it would put a cap on how much the UW system can raise tuition if the freeze is lifted.
Yeah. It's honestly a lot.
The workload is piling on for these UW-Madison students. And we're not just talking about coursework.
I have to work 2 jobs to go to school.
I was working night shift last semester you get paid more at a hospital for night shifts.
In-state tuition has been frozen for students like Ali, Andia, and Nikita since 2013 and will stay that way for the next 2 years under the state budget signed by the governor. But after that, it's up in the air.
And if my tuition went up, I don't know if I would be able to afford it.
State lawmakers are now starting a conversation that could eventually lead to higher rates.
We look at the amount of revenue that...
Republican Representative Dave Murphy is introducing the Fair Future Tuition Act, putting in place what's called cohort tuition.
When your student, when your young person starts in school, they will know how much their tuition is going to be while they're in school, because their tuition would be locked for 4 years.
Under the plan, the Board of Regents could increase tuition for each incoming class, up to the Consumer Price Index.
The legislature and the governor have had an opportunity to benefit Wisconsin families with a tuition freeze. It can't go on forever.
The proposal is still in its early stages, but Murphy hopes it will lead to a conversation about whether the current freeze is the best way forward for universities and stakeholders.
I would support lifting the freeze, but I don't want to endorse any particular bill.
On campus, students are just hoping to make lawmakers understand the burden that comes with tuition.
I'm lucky enough that my parents are in my life and help me out with it. For kids that don't have that, I think that would be impossible.
A spokesperson for the UW system says officials have discussed the proposal with Representative Murphy and will provide more input once the bill has been introduced. Murphy's office says that will happen within the next week.
All right, Rose Schmidt reporting. Rose, thank you.
Thanks, Rose.